Welcome to Connect to Florida. In today's video, we are going to be driving all around Marco Island. Now, if you're unfamiliar, Marco Island is a small little kind of old Florida throwback, and it's a little bit south of Naples, just to give you proximity. So you cross over the Jolly Bridge. It is an absolutely beautiful drive over that bridge. Beautiful water. You can see the Smokehouse Bay. Snook Inn is one of the popular restaurants that sits right there on that part of the bay. But we're going to drive all around the island so that you can get a feel for it. You know, I hear that all the time as a real estate agent, that sometimes people just kind of want to experience an area, kind of feel it out a bit before they fly in. So that's why I like to do these videos. So I'm just going to kind of talk you through as we drive around. You can kind of see there off to the right, you have banking, you have restaurants, you have shops, you have little bar and restaurant type places, bar and grill. It is a very quaint little island that has everything that you need, but it doesn't have everything in excess. So there are grocery stores on the island, there's healthcare, and if you need something a bit more, then like I said, you just cross the bridge right over into Naples. You're there in 10 minutes. So it's a really good location if you want to be just very slightly off the beaten path, but not too much. Now there are two beaches, three main beaches on Marco Island. There's little spots where you can kind of put your toes in the sand and get to the water, but the actual beach access, you're going to have South Beach on the south tip of the island. Now that is where most of the hotels are. There are not too many hotels on Marco Island at all. There's only, a couple of the bigger ones, and they do sit right on the Gulf of Mexico. So definitely beautiful there. So that one's called South Beach. Then there's another one that would be on the north end of the island called Tiger Tail. That's kind of one of my favorite beaches because it's kind of a sporty beach. There's a park, of course, there's bathrooms, there's showers, but it's also an active beach. They have jet skis and volleyball, and like I said, there's a park right there almost at the sand. The really unique thing about it is that there's this big basin of water, and you have to actually walk across that basin of water to get to the Gulf of Mexico. So it's kind of like you're entering paradise. Absolutely beautiful. Now listen, if this is the first time we're meeting, I want to say hi. My name is Barrett Pastor. I'm a real estate broker here in Southwest Florida, and I cover kind of the major cities and all the smaller little ones in between, anywhere from as far north as Sarasota to as far south as where we are right here, Marco Island. So you can drive from Marco Island to Sarasota in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, right in that range. So my office is kind of dead center in the middle, so I can go an hour to the north or the south. My team and I can help you with anything personally there in between as it relates to your real estate needs. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions. That is why I am here. So where are we headed right now? You know what? We are on the very, very south tip of the island. There is the bridge right there. That's going to take you over into the Everglades. We are driving right onto Goodland. So if you look up Goodland, it is a teeny, itty bitty, teeny tiny island. Not much there. There are a couple restaurants. There's kind of a famous restaurant called Stan's. And it's all the seating is outside. I hear it gets a little wild there sometimes, but people really enjoy it. Not wild in a bad way. We don't really have wild in a bad way at all here in Southwest Florida, but it is not overly populated. So that is definitely a fishing village. You have a lot of little teeny tiny sort of cottages. There are some little cute trailers little section of that. There's here's stands right here on the left that I was just mentioning to you. So you can see everything is outdoors. Everything is based on year-round summer, which is why we all want to be here, right? Lots of boating, fishing, teeny tiny little island. If you want something private, something that's not overly HOA'd, homeowners association. It's just kind of happy people living. Now, just a little bit of information about Marco Island. Marco Island is a barrier island in the Gulf of Mexico in southwest Florida, linked to the mainland by bridges south of the city of Naples. So if you're familiar with downtown Naples, that is where you drive a little bit further and you can go over the bridge, cross right over onto Marco Island. It's home to a few resort hotels. There's obviously beaches, marinas. There is a golf course, as well as a network of inland waterways, which are absolutely beautiful. Long sandy cove beaches cover most of the west coast, so you're never far from a beach or a water drop-in for your boat. There are lots and lots of things to do on Marco other than going out to eat and, listening to music, fishing, all of those kind of things. But you also have kayaking, you have paddle boarding, jet skis, you have little manatee tours, which is really fun. There's boat tours. You can take a boat out to the 10,000 islands in the Everglades. That's wonderful. So you're not going to be bored on Marco Island. If you're, a retired adult or a kid, everybody loves Marco Island. So maybe you're thinking, all right, I'm sold. You got me. Tell me about the real estate. So Marco Island is predominantly single family homes. They are now opening off water. So if you're on, you're in the interior of the island, which is never far from the coast, again, because it is a barrier island. So if you don't have a water view, you're not on a canal, anything like that, then the single family homes are going to open around $425,000 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, maybe even a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. As you move to water, so if you're on a canal that leads out to the Gulf, or if you're on big open water, obviously your price is going to get a little bit higher. So I would say waterfront property on a canal is going to open around $700,000, right in that range, for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a pool. Some of them don't have pools, but most of them do. And then they go on up to, as much as $5 million-ish. Not a whole lot above the $5 million mark. But that, there's such a wide range of pricing on water. And I always tell waterfront buyers that the bigger the water, the bigger the price. That's just the truth. Now, you also might be thinking, what is the least expensive that I can get on that island for? What is the lowest price I can get there? So there are condos that you can do a studio or a 1-bedroom condo. Those are going to open around 140,000. A 2-bedroom, 2-bath is going to be more in the $250,000 range and up. So there are other price points that are under that sort of $350,000 mark, which is what a lot of people look for. So there are lower price points on the island. I'm going to be honest, there's not a lot, but if you're willing to kind of do sort of a toe in the water type of situation where you're trying it out, you're seeing if you like it, you're going to use it for a few years, maybe you're going to rent it and make some money on it, let it continue to grow in equity, then a 2-bedroom, 2-bath might just be the thing for you. So it is starting to rain, as you can see here, and we are headed back to the mainland into Naples. It is not far at all. You saw how quickly we drove that. Now I'm trying to zoom in for you, but we've got everything here. We have Walmart, we have all the grocery stores, all the gas stations, everything. Which, by the way, you do have gas stations on Marco Island. I do get asked that sometimes. But it's about a 10-minute drive back to the mainland. Just, as I said, a little bit off the beaten path, but not too much. So I hope you enjoyed that tour of Marco Island and Goodland. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out. All of my contact information is always below in the description box, and I am more than happy to help.